In this video, I've put together 30 upcoming games for Switch 2, but this isn't just a random list. This is a big compilation made from my previous videos, where I covered new announcements, hidden gems, and the most promising releases one by one. Mina the Hollower feels like a passionate tribute to the era of Game Boy Color adventures, but amplified with modern energy and razor-sharp design. You step into the role of Mina, a whip-wielding inventor navigating the eerie gothic world of Tenebrous Isle, a cursed place filled with anthropomorphic creatures, haunted ruins, and secrets buried beneath the dirt. The game blends classic top-down Zelda-like exploration with a clever twist. Mina can burrow underground to dodge attacks, solve puzzles, and uncover hidden paths. Alongside her trusty whip, she experiments with sidearms, gadgets, and powerful trinkets that open up new approaches to combat and traversal. Yacht Club Games, the studio behind Shovel Knight, pushes for a perfect mix of nostalgic pixel art and modern action RPG systems. My time at Evershine continues Pythia Games' cozy but ambitious life sim universe with a fresh direction. A warm, hopeful world rebuilt after a devastating calamity. You're dropped into a new region where settlements lie in ruins, and it's up to you to repair, craft, farm, explore, and bring life back to a broken community. You'll build relationships, form friendships that might turn into something more, gather resources, and slowly shape your town into something thriving again. One of the biggest leaps forward is full multiplayer co-op for up to 4 players, letting you and your friends farm, craft, explore, and rebuild side by side, a long-requested feature finally becoming reality. Visually, Evershine leans into a slightly grittier, more grounded tone than its predecessors, showing a world shaped by survival and hope rather than pure whimsy. MouseWork delivers a quirky party game concept built around one thing everyone uses but never thinks about: the mouse pointer. Each player controls a tiny on-screen mouse avatar and dives into a parade of fast, playful minigames designed around Switch 2's new mouse control feature. Whether you're scribbling across the screen, racing to click specific targets, or working together in timed challenges, the entire experience feels cozy, chaotic, and delightfully indie. It's the kind of game you grab when friends are over. Simple to learn, quick to play, and overflowing with that charming Nitrom-style personality. Glaciered throws you into a far future Earth buried beneath endless ice. 65 million years from now, where life has adapted in strange, mesmerizing ways. You play as one of the Twi, evolved descendants of birds who now glide through sub-zero oceans that glow with bioluminescent creatures and hidden dangers. The underwater world mixes serene beauty with primal fear. Shimmering caves, frozen trenches, alien flora, and predators lurking in the dark. Combat is fast and fluid, blending melee strikes, ranged abilities, and temperature-based powers that let you manipulate heat and cold to survive. One moment, you're gracefully soaring between shoals of glowing fish. The next, you're dodging the slashing wing blades of a monstrous icy shark.
Its abilities to become the Everwinter's ultimate protector. Everwinter has encased Earth within a permanent layer of ice, but underneath.
As you swim through these scenic vistas, you'll engage ferocious marine beasts.
Solarpunk invites you into a bright, sky-soaked vision of the future, a world of floating islands, calm winds, vibrant greenery, and technology built to coexist with nature, not fight it. You explore and build either solo or with friends, shaping a home among the clouds, farming fresh produce, crafting advanced eco-gadgets, and piloting your own airship across the skies to discover new islands. The entire world is powered by renewable energy. Sunlight, water, wind. You automate plant care, design efficient energy systems, and expand your floating sanctuary with thoughtfulness rather than exploitation. It blends survival, creativity, and cozy atmosphere into something deeply relaxing. Into the Dead. Our Darkest Days takes the familiar zombie chaos of the franchise and turns it into something far more grounded, tense, and emotional. Instead of sprinting endlessly through hordes, you guide a group of ordinary people trying to survive in 1980s Texas, a city collapsing under infection, fear, and desperation. The game unfolds as a 2.5D side-scrolling survival horror where every decision carries weight. You manage hunger, exhaustion, morale, and even psychological trauma while scavenging for food, weapons, and supplies. Stealth quickly becomes your best ally because loud gunfire doesn't just attract trouble, it invites entire swarms. Each scavenging run feels risky, each street a gamble, each night a small victory.
Blinded at the pie, standing in race has run. Hope is staring like a stranger from the corner in the room.
Farming Simulator 25 pushes the long-running series forward with its most diverse and realistic agricultural experience yet. 3 expansive maps await you: North America, Central Europe, and an all-new East Asian region, complete with authentic rice paddies and local farming traditions. You'll grow fresh crops like spinach, peas, green beans, and rice, while raising a wider variety of animals, from goats and water buffalo to your standard livestock. Every edition expands the economic depth and day-to-day management of your farm, giving you more freedom to shape your agricultural empire. Whether you're running heavy machinery, managing production chains, or experimenting with new crops, the game feels bigger, richer, and more polished than ever before.
A wise man once said that art. Yeah, it can be messy, but it's always...
Nested Lands drops you into a plague-stricken medieval world where survival is brutal. Society is fractured and danger waits behind every corner. Madness, bandits, disease, hunger, storms, everything is out to break you. But survival is only the beginning. You gather survivors, assign them roles, build shelters, craft tools, and turn a handful of desperate people into a functioning settlement. Over time, you expand your village, defend it from threats, manage resources, and try to maintain order in a world where hope is rare and violence is routine. It's a hardcore mix of survival, base building, social management, and RPG exploration, all wrapped in a dark, unforgiving atmosphere. Whether alone or in future planned co-op, every day feels earned, every victory fragile.
When the plague will take its toll. Now, we have... or perish for good. Lord, have mercy on us.
Dawnfolk welcomes you into a twilight-touched world swallowed by creeping darkness. You play as the ruler of a fallen kingdom who discovers Luger, a mythical flame being capable of pushing back the shadows. Starting with nothing but a few survivors and a fading spark of light, you rebuild your settlement piece by piece. Set up tents, gather resources, place new structures, and slowly carve out safe ground from the darkness consuming the land. Dawnfolk stands out for its clean, intuitive design and short, satisfying sessions. You can build meaningful progress in under an hour, yet the world feels rich with charm and strategy. It's minimalist in presentation, but meaningful in its decisions, a small-scale city builder with atmosphere, warmth, and a sense of reclaiming hope.
Dawnfolk. A survival building game about bringing shaped by your choices and filled with creatures and secrets. Dawnfolk is available now on Steam, and you can play on your PC.
Escape from Ever After feels like a twisted fairy tale fed through a satirical RPG lens. You play as a classic storybook hero forced to work for Ever After Inc., a monstrous megacorporation that has seized control of fairy tales and turned beloved characters into corporate drones. What follows is a wild adventure through warped fairy tale worlds, solving murder mysteries in dark enchanted forests, facing Lovecraftian horrors, battling villainous versions of the Three Little Pigs desperate to bulldoze magical woods for real estate development. The game mixes humorous storytelling with turn-based combat full of personality, nodding to the playful style of Paper Mario. It's quirky, sharp, and packed with creativity. A fairy tale revolution wrapped in charm, satire, and RPG spice.
Sending you on dangerous business trips across a vast network of stores. Sabotage the company from within. You wouldn't happen to know. Team up with an exceptional team of cross-departmental fairy tale colleagues.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle delivers a full-scale cinematic adventure straight from Machine Games and Bethesda. Set in 1937, tucked between the iconic films, the game follows Indy as he uncovers the mystery behind the Great Circle, an ancient network linking sacred sites around the globe. From Vatican archives to Egyptian pyramids to remote forgotten temples, every location feels like stepping into a lost Indiana Jones movie. You explore, solve clever puzzles, sneak past enemies, crack that legendary whip, and dive into immersive action set pieces overflowing with classic indie energy. Strong performances, detailed motion capture, and tightly crafted storytelling anchor the experience, giving players a true globe-trotting archaeological escapade.
Indy?
Legends say these relics hold a force.
I'm always in control.
Constance is a hand-drawn 2D Metroidvania overflowing with style and emotional depth. You play as an artist wielding a magical paintbrush, wandering through a surreal inner world that mirrors her psyche and the mental struggles she carries. The game blends fluid platforming with dynamic combat. You can dive through floors and walls, slash through abstract enemies, unlock powerful brush techniques, and uncover memories that reveal her personal story. Each environment pulses with meaning, twisted shapes echoing anxiety, hostile biomes shaped by trauma, enemies that embody fear and self-doubt. It's a moody, symbolic journey through the mind, using movement, color, and exploration to tell a story that's as artistic as it is introspective. The Legend of Khiimori transports you to the 13th century Mongolia, where you take on the role of a courier rider traversing vast, untamed landscapes. From sweeping steppes to snowy mountain paths and scorching desert routes, every journey becomes a test of stamina, skill, and survival. Horses are the core of the game, companions rather than tools. You breed them, train them, build bonds, and choose traits that influence how they handle terrain, weather, and distance. Developed by Acer Interactive and Nightin Games, this experience blends historical authenticity with open-world exploration, turning simple deliveries into gripping adventures shaped by nature, danger, and the relationship between rider and mount.
Plan your delivery wisely. Windstorm, the legend.
Agefield High the School is a chaotic love letter to early 2000s teen comedies mixed with open-world, rule-breaking school life adventure. You arrive as the newest student in town and quickly fall in with a crew determined to rock the school. Whether that means skipping classes, pulling pranks, joining a band, exploring the suburbs on bikes, or just getting into wholesome, or not so wholesome, teenage trouble. The world is wide and lively, a full school schedule to navigate, social dynamics to juggle, shops for clothes, bikes, and tattoos, plus an open suburban map with neighborhoods and countryside to roam. It's all about youthful rebellion, goofy energy, and creating your own high school legend in a sandbox packed with mischief and nostalgia.
Play as Sam Tatum, who saves the day in this rule-breaking coming of age.
You messed with the wrong one.
Nosy neighbors.
Her dad brought lipstick home from his trip to Mexico, and now they all look prettier than—
You don't get into college, I'll throw you out of my damn house.
Perverted teachers.
Pritto Prisoner throws you straight into one of the most unhinged and chaotic party experiences imaginable, taking the familiar idea of asymmetrical multiplayer and cranking it to a completely ridiculous extreme. Set on a remote prison island, the game pits up to 6 players against each other in frantic 4 versus 2 matches, where roles are sharply divided between mischievous animal inmates and relentless robot guards. As the animal prisoners, you're constantly sneaking past patrol routes, coordinating with friends, activating switches, and racing to open escape gates before time runs out, all while relying on absurdly comedic pee and poop-based abilities that define the game's wild personality. Tools like the pee cannon let you stun enemies at critical moments, while poopy high boosts can launch you across the map in sudden bursts of momentum, turning every escape attempt into a blend of slapstick comedy and tactical chaos. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition isn't simply a re-release. It's a polished return to one of the most beloved life simulations ever created, now rebuilt to shine on new hardware. You still begin your journey on a deserted island with nothing but potential ahead of you, gradually clearing land, crafting tools, decorating your home, and forming friendships with a rotating cast of quirky animal neighbors. But the experience is elevated through enhanced visuals and performance tailored specifically for Switch 2. The world appears sharper and cleaner, with smoother frame rates and a crisp, almost 4K-like clarity that makes island life feel more vibrant than ever. Online features are positioned to feel deeper and more social, with the potential for larger gatherings and more lively island events that amplify the sense of shared community.
You can also have him clean up any flowers or custom designs. Taint. And even place plants and trees. Player can build up to 3 slumber islands. And choose from 3 sizes. Small. Let's go over some of the new collaboration items coming to the game.
The Rumblefish 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition finally gives this cult classic fighter the spotlight it has deserved since its arcade debut in 2005, delivering a faithful yet modernized take on old-school 2D combat. At its core, the game remains a love letter to traditional fighting mechanics, built around precise timing, deliberate movement, and expressive character animations. But the Switch 2 Edition introduces meaningful updates that push it beyond a simple port. The standout addition is the new Team Battle mode, which allows players to assemble squads of 3 fighters and engage in layered, tactical showdowns that dramatically alter match flow and strategy. This format encourages careful character selection, momentum management, and adaptive playstyles rarely seen in retro fighter re-releases. Online play further strengthens the experience by supporting cross-play between Switch 2 and the original Switch, ensuring competitive communities stay unified regardless of hardware. Core Keeper on Nintendo Switch 2 delivers its deeply addictive underground sandbox adventure in a form that feels perfectly suited for long sessions of exploration, creativity, and cooperation. The game blends mining, crafting, combat, farming, exploration, and base building into a single, cohesive experience where every expedition into the darkness reveals new resources, enemies, and secrets waiting to be uncovered. What truly elevates the Switch 2 Edition is its expanded multiplayer support, increasing native co-op from 4 players to 8, allowing massive groups to build sprawling underground bases, fight bosses, and shape their world together without technical compromise. Even better, cross-generation compatibility ensures that if a session is hosted on Switch 2, players on the original Switch can still join seamlessly, preserving friendships and shared worlds across hardware generations. Bandit Trap brings a tightly focused burst of social chaos to Nintendo Switch 2 through its clever 3 vs 1 multiplayer design, turning every match into a playful battle of wits and timing. In each round, 3 players take on the role of sneaky bandits, working together to steal valuable treasures and escape without getting caught, while a single opposing player assumes the role of the trapper, defending their territory with creativity and precision. The Trapper's toolkit is built around physics-driven gadgets and environmental traps, including collapsing floors, spiked snares, and explosive surprises that can completely change the flow of a match in an instant. Meanwhile, the bandits must communicate, improvise, and adapt on the fly, coordinating heists while baiting traps and creating distractions.
To loot all 10 treasures scattered in our prepared house and escape from the robotic hand. Skills to achieve our ultimate goal. Defend homes and their treasures against
ChromaGun 2 Die Hard takes the clever foundation of the original puzzle shooter and explodes it into a far more ambitious, vibrant, and inventive experience where color itself becomes the language of interaction. Armed with the iconic ChromaGun, a weapon that fires no bullets but instead launches vivid paint projectiles, you navigate a world where red, blue, and yellow dyes are not decorative elements, but the very keys to progress. Every shot alters the environment in meaningful ways, coating surfaces, activating mechanisms, manipulating physics-based objects, and forcing you to think several steps ahead as colors mix and chain reactions unfold. Walls, boxes, platforms, and machinery all respond dynamically to your palette, creating puzzles that feel alive and reactive rather than static. The experience constantly challenges your spatial awareness and logic, asking you to observe how color flows through the environment and how even a single misplaced shot can reshape an entire solution.
Are you seriously risking all...
You see how the ChromaGun works? It's called magnetoid chromatism. Other universes? Don't worry. You won't be visiting any of them.
Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP on Nintendo Switch 2 brings back the unapologetically outrageous spirit of the original cult classic, while refining it for a new generation with added polish and exclusive content. At the heart of the experience is Juliet Starling, a fearless cheerleader turned zombie slayer whose high-energy, combo-driven combat is as over-the-top as her personality, carving through hordes of the undead with a chainsaw and a constant stream of irreverent attitude. The Switch 2 edition retains the core hack-and-slash gameplay that fans remember, but elevates the package with an exclusive gun-shooting mode that dramatically shifts the rhythm of combat. In this mode, the action transforms into an over-the-shoulder rail shooter-style experience where Juliet uses her chainsaw blaster to mow down waves of enemies in fast, arcade-inspired bursts. OPUS Prism Peak offers a quiet, emotionally resonant contrast to action-heavy titles, drawing players into a beautifully mysterious narrative adventure where reflection and discovery take center stage. You step into the role of a jaded photographer who enters a strange, magical realm armed with nothing but a camera and an unspoken desire to uncover hidden truths. Exploration unfolds at a deliberate pace, encouraging you to observe your surroundings carefully and capture moments through photography, with every image serving as more than a simple collectible. Each photograph becomes a window into deeper connections, subtle world-building, and emotional undercurrents woven throughout the environment. The game's visual presentation and musical score work in harmony to create an atmosphere that feels serene, melancholic, and quietly powerful, inviting players to slow down and truly absorb what they are seeing.
If there's a god in the fire, would they see the moment?
Rushing Beat. X-Return of Brawl Brothers resurrects the raw, punch-heavy spirit of classic beat-em-ups and injects it with modern systems that make every fight feel intense, responsive, and deeply satisfying. Set in the gritty urban sprawl of Neo-Cisco, the game places you in control of hardened fighters like Rick Norton and Douglas Build, alongside new allies as you battle through shopping malls, subway tunnels, slums, and secret research facilities to unravel the dark conspiracy behind the deadly Zika virus. Combat is fast, fluid, and deliberately impactful, blending accessibility with depth through auto-combo support that allows newcomers to string together stylish attacks while still rewarding experienced players who master cancelable moves, counterattacks, and the devastating rage mode. Damon and Baby stands out as one of the most unexpectedly charming and unconventional action-adventures coming to Nintendo Switch, blending twin-stick shooting, exploration, storytelling, and cooperative play into a cohesive and memorable journey. You take control of Damon, the Demon King himself, accompanied by Baby, whose presence transforms the narrative into something simultaneously humorous, heartfelt, and strangely profound. Together, they traverse a sprawling world filled with dangerous enemies, hidden secrets, and powerful weapons, where combat seamlessly mixes close-range handgun strikes with sustained long-range machine gun fire. Boss encounters demand more than raw firepower, pushing players to read enemy patterns, adapt to environmental hazards, and learn the unique rhythms of each battlefield.
Wield your weapon of choice to take down enemies. Level ups. You can team up with another player to explore an extensive world. In between quests, you return.
Sayonara Wild Hearts is not just a rhythm game. It's an audiovisual journey that feels like playing through a living pop album, where music, motion, and emotion are inseparably intertwined. Originally released in 2019, the game earned its reputation by blending high-speed rhythm-action gameplay with surreal visuals and a carefully curated soundtrack that drives every moment forward. As you glide through dreamlike environments, you collect hearts, dodge obstacles, and execute perfectly timed movements that sync directly with the beat, creating a flow state where gameplay feels more like dance than traditional action. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition, confirmed for early 2026, brings this acclaimed experience natively to the new hardware, preserving its hypnotic identity while positioning it for technical improvements such as smoother performance and clearer visuals. Teeto is shaping up to be a vibrant and imaginative 3D adventure platformer that places creativity and transformation at the very heart of its gameplay. Developed by Eat Pant Games and planned for release in the second quarter of 2026, on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, the game invites players into a colorful world threatened by a creeping shadow-like corruption. You control Teeto, a curious blob-like hero, accompanied by their rabbit companion Nori, as they set out on a journey to save their world through exploration, problem-solving, and discovery. What defines Teeto's gameplay is the ability to absorb ordinary objects from the environment and transform into new forms, each granting unique abilities that directly influence puzzle solving, combat encounters, and traversal across varied terrain. These transformations encourage constant experimentation, turning the environment itself into a toolkit rather than a backdrop.
Please, don't worry. It'll all be over soon.